Hi, welcome to our session about unfolding the future of responsive web design. My name is Laura and I'm a web developer advocate for the Samsung Internet team. I'm very excited to be here and share with you the latest news about the web and of course, foldable devices. A major innovation in hardware is happening. A new form factor is available and therefore new ways to interact and present content. Samsung is a pioneer in technology and with other companies is inviting us to unfold the future. A new generation of devices are already here. Say hi to foldables. Foldables are devices that come in many shapes and sizes. There are mainly two different form factors available. The first ones are the ones with a single flexible screen. And the second ones are devices with two screens, with SIM. Samsung launched devices with one single flexible screen. Let's see some examples. The first one was the first foldable device launched by Samsung, the Galaxy Fold. The Galaxy Fold includes an external and internal screen, giving us the chance to have an experience of two devices in one. Or, like my favorite one, the Galaxy Flip, which allows us to have the best of our mobile phone in a compact size. So, you probably saw these during our highlights. Again, with foldables, we can have multiple form factors available with just one device. Let's properly name these postures and form factors. The first one is called continuous, when a foldable device is in a flat position, like when the Galaxy Fold is open. Second one is folded, like when you fold your Galaxy Flip in a posture of book or laptop. And lastly, other devices can be folded over in a posture similar of a tent. These new form devices are available for you. These multiple form factors means that users have new ways to interact with the content and even do multitasking because of these new types of screen. But what does it mean for us developers? The good news is that we can start creating new types of content and therefore have many opportunities for innovation. But before talking about the new possibilities, it's really important to get our web app ready with a good user experience and design, regardless the device. That includes foldables. So, how do we achieve this? The answer is very simple. Responsive design. Responsive design includes the best practices to make your web app adaptive to every screen size. If you're familiar with responsive design, you won't have much problem adapting your web app to these new devices. Anyway, there are a few tips that I would like to share about the most common challenges that you can find when adapting your web app to foldables and, of course, its solution. Let's see the first example. The problem that we find here is something that we call content margin generator. When we unfold the device, the content in the inner screen contains extra margins, which are distractive, and the content looks more narrow instead of taking advantage of the extra space. You can make better use of larger screens by considering ways to surface more information or to show content more efficiently. How do we fix this? Well, a good way to start is set the maximum width of the content to be smaller than the real screen size. Check that layouts don't exceed a width of 100%. Another tip is set up a minimum and maximum margins through content scaling. And one of the most useful reminders is set up a container to define left and right margins. So you can use relative units like percentage. And of course, use media queries to adjust margins according to the screen size. The next example is a little bit similar, but it's about right margin optimization. Let's see how it looks like in a Galaxy Fold. We are reading content through our Galaxy Fold in the external screen, and then the device is unfolded and suddenly the content is not well aligned anymore and the right margin is larger. This usually happens if your content is not centered or you have an extra column reserved, for example, for ads. Again, we are not taking advantage of the extra space. To solve this and improve our content layout, we should use a width of 100% when it's necessary. Avoid using fixed units in your layouts. And the same advice that we mentioned before about extra margins applies here. Another tip is avoid losing quality when scaling up your content and scaling font sizes when it's too large. As usual, you can use media queries to provide different image resolutions and font sizes if it's necessary. Alrighty, we have another example of one other challenge that we can have when adapting your phone to foldable devices. Let's see what happened the other way, when we are navigating through content with the device in a flat position or unfolded, and then when we fold the device and continue navigating on the external screen. If we didn't take care of having a smooth transition between both screens, some content cannot be displayed correctly. Images are being cut, or even worse, we can lose access to some features. We don't want that. So we need to apply modern CSS layout features, like for example, display flex. Besides this, keep in mind that the content on small narrow screens are generally stacked in a single column. Some elements like menus or others can morph, be grouped or change the order in the design. So, just one thing, keep it responsive. Okay, so with this tip, let's unfold a real-life example of updating responsive design for foldables. Not so long ago, Samsung introduced its Global Goals partnership with the United Nations. It was a way to help fight inequality, plan to eliminate hunger, and clean up the planet. The initiative, originally developed by Samsung Global Goals product, is an Android app and is available for you in your Galaxy store. Currently, it's having millions of downloads. At Samsung Internet, we believe that the web is a powerful place to share information. So, we decided to use the web for good and therefore bring global goals to the web. What we did is making a prototype of a cross-platform progressive web app and of course available for everybody, desktop users and other different devices. We started prototyping and applying responsive design from the very beginning using One UI Web CSS, an open source library inspired by Samsung One UI design language and created by us, Samsung Internet. With this, we can display each card and optimize our web app look and feel, saving a lot of time in terms of responsive design. But later on the external screen of the Galaxy Fold, we found out that some content was cut or missing. It was not optimized for this screen, so then it translates to a bad user experience for Galaxy Fold users. Anyway, after the last tips shared about responsive design, I'm pretty sure you probably already know what is the solution to this. Modern CSS features. Try to use grids, and we use display in a single column. So, problem fixed. We also added justified content space between, so items can be distributed along of the flex container. And with this, we cover most of the issues to adapt our design to foldable devices. Also, keep an eye on the official launch of Global Goals web app coming soon. Okay, back to the new form factors that we mentioned before. If we say that these new devices can bring new opportunities to innovate, developers rather should be able to detect each poster and use it to create amazing things with it. So, how can developers start using the poster of these new devices? The answer is implementing the Device Poster API. The Device Poster API is something that Samsung is been involved. Samsung is putting an effort within the W3C, the World Wide Web Consortium, which creates international standards for the World Wide Web, and making a new web standard called Device Poster API. Why? These allow web applications to request and be notified of changes of the poster of a device. Let's see how it works. Let's say that we're using a web video call app with our Samsung Galaxy Flip. It would be useful to detect when it's folded so users can take advantage of using the device hands-free, and its layout can change accordingly. We can achieve this by using media queries and applying the device poster folded. Just a few lines of code in our CSS and we can detect when the Galaxy Flip is folded. Pretty simple and straightforward. But besides this, we need to keep in mind other thing, the orientation of our devices. For example, if the Galaxy Fold is in the posture called Book, we can also check if the orientation is Portrait, and then identify a vertical fold. In the case of a Galaxy Flip, check if the orientation is Landscape to have a horizontal fold. Again, applying media queries and the property orientation can help us to detect this. Okay, so we have orientation and also the different device postures. Let's see another example. We already showed you that a video call would be a great example of how to apply the Device Poster API. Another showcase scenario is multimedia, like when you're watching a video in the Galaxy Fold. When the device changes its posture to folded, the video view area is moved to the upper screen, and controllers are located on the bottom screen, so the design adapts to the posture. With this, we are taking advantage of the posture of the device. Okay, so you're probably wondering when you can start playing around the Device Poster API. Well, I'm happy to announce that the API is available now, supported from Samsung Internet 16.0. With the API already available, I am very excited to let you know which are our new partnerships. We're working together with YouTube to provide a better user experience for web users on foldables. And as we were talking about video calls, we are also collaborating with Whereby, a web video meeting platform with millions of users, so we can optimize together its progressive web app on foldable devices. With everything that we learned today, we would like you to innovate and create your own web app adapted for foldables. So we create something for you. In our collab, we created a webcam that uses your device camera to take pictures and change its layout, detecting the posture of your foldable device, so we can showcase everything that we learned today. We will have a guide step by step that will include testing and more, so hope to see you in our collab coming soon. With everything that we learned today, I will invite you to let's unfold the future together. Can't wait to see which are your ideas and implementation of the foldable web. Thanks!